Okay, hey everybody. Alrighty, so now we'll get into guided practice. So first, let me just reiterate what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing Mudita. And again, I think this is probably one of the most underappreciated forms of meditation. Again, sympathetic joy. So we're going to be developing, cultivating, and maintaining this quality of joy. And then we'll go through the same sequence as with metta. An easy to love object, a mentor, ourselves, loved ones, neutral party, enemy, and then we'll do a geographic version. And then we're going to do a version based on the paramis. So what we're going to do is we're going to think of this quality of generosity in a person in particular. So you can go ahead and think of what's a person that you know of. You can know them personally or like on TV or on the internet that you really respect and that has a lot of good qualities. And then we're going to look at these paramis, these paramitas, and then think about how they have them and then have that fill us with joy. Okay, good. So we're going to go ahead and get into the meditation here briefly. Okay. All right, straightening up. Pushing the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. And now listening. Okay, good. Now we'll do a little bit of breath work to get into the place, this settled place. We'll first start with chanting. And we're just going to chant Om 3 times. So inhale, the hands to heart center. Om. Inhale deeply. Inhale deeply. Okay, good. Now we're going to inhale the arms up. Retain the breath, bring the arms out to the side. Exhale. Bring the hands together. Inhale the arms up. Retain the breath. Bring the arms out to the side. Exhale. And it's like you're moving your arms through syrup. Inhale the arms again. Retain the breath. Bring the arms out to the side. Exhale. Bring the hands together, extending the out breath. Good. Now inhale the arms up. And look over to your right. Bring your arms down and look over your right shoulder. Exhale, coming back to center. Inhale the arms up. Pivot over to the left. Bring the arms down. Look over your left shoulder. And exhale, coming back to center. Inhale the arms up again. Interlace the fingers, bring them down to the head, and then down to your right side. And then releasing, coming back to center. Inhale the arms up. Interlace the fingers and go down to the other side. Doing that deep stretch in the side body. Good. And release. Okay, good. Now we're going to do this kind of body scan, kind of where we go through all the senses and the body. But we're already going to go ahead and start bringing in this quality of joy. Okay, straightening up, pushing the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, opening the eyes. Just having the sense of just looking. Just this looking is happening. And then go ahead and bring this quality of joy to your sensory experience. Just opening up to the visual experience and bringing joy to it. And have the sense, aha, this is sight. And sweetly close the eyes. Then bring your attention to the internal visual field. So this is see in. We just did see out, but this is see in. And see everything arising. We're just opening up, seeing what's happening, and then greeting every arising with joy, with delight. And it helps to actually physically smile. And then let that go. And now bring your attention to hearing. So just listening. So you hear some white noise, some background. You hear the sound of my voice. And then meet all of this with this sense of delight, wonder, happiness. Ease. And now bring your attention to the internal sense of hearing. So internal talk space, auditory thought. And then just listen. And then with this quality of absolute, unconditional joy, unconditional acceptance, unconditional friendliness. Receive whatever is arising. And now we're going to let that go. Now take a deep breath and feel the whole body all at once. Exhale, feeling the whole body all at once. Now we're going to do a quick body scan. Feeling the feet. Feeling the lower legs. Feeling the upper legs. And greeting everything that's arising with joy and delight. And now feeling the hips. And feeling the stomach rise and fall, rise and fall. Now feeling the chest expand and contract. Begin greeting whatever's happening with joy, unconditional joy. And now feeling the shoulders. Then if there's any tension there, releasing that. But if you have tension that you cannot release, see if you can bring a sense of joy to it. I know that that doesn't make any sense. Why would it? But go ahead and see if you can feel joy for the tension that you can't get away from. That's a useful life skill. Okay, bringing our attention to the upper arms. And now our attention's on the forearms. Now the hands, and again smiling, opening up to what's happening in the hands. And now the neck. Front of the neck. Face. The head. Now take a deep breath and feel the whole body all at once. Exhale, feeling the whole body all at once. Now check in with the feelings, emotions, and bring joy to that. A joyous kind of receptivity. Good. Now, the next thing we're going to do is come into the proper practice of mudita, sympathetic joy. So now think of an easy to love object. Probably like a small child or a dog, pet. And think of your pet or of the child and smile broadly. And now these are the phrases we're going to use. To merely reflect on you fills me with joy. Or something like that, something that worked for you. You need to make the practice your own. Okay, now think of your beloved object, your easy to love object. And say, oh, to reflect on you fills me with joy. To reflect on you fills me with joy. And you're seeing your beloved, and they're smiling, they're at ease, they're happy. And to see this fills you with joy. And the joy is mirrored back. Good. Now we're going to go to a mentor, someone who has selflessly looked after you, selflessly taken care of you, selflessly helped you out. To reflect on you fills me with joy. When you see your mentor smiling, you're just filled with bliss, filled with happiness. Now we're going to come to ourselves. Now, in the West, especially, we struggle with self-love, with being kind to ourselves. There's a kind of epidemic of self-reproach, self-hatred. So now, so what we're going to do is we're going to think of ourselves, and then we're going to make a child version of ourselves. So there's the adult and the child. So now we're going to send love and send mudita towards the child version of ourselves. And we're going to spend a minute here. So you're smiling broadly. And you're seeing your child self smile broadly. And then you're looking each other in the eyes. And you know you want what's best for this sweet child. And there's just absolute delight. To reflect on you fills me with joy. To reflect on you fills me with joy. You just feel the joy all over. Brings so much happiness to see this sweet being in front of you. And maybe the child version of you is kind of throwing up their hands in just total delight. Something like that. You can play around with the images. Oh, to reflect on you fills me with delight. And then you're feeling this bliss, feeling this delight, feeling this joy. And you're feeling it imprint. You see this sweet little being in front of you. To reflect on you fills me with delight. Okay, now we're going to go on to a loved one. So think of that loved one and smile, and then you see them smiling. Oh, to reflect on you fills me with joy. Smiling and making eye contact with the person. They feel good, you feel good. And now we're going to move on to another beloved, someone else we love. To reflect on you fills me with delight. I am delighted, smiling, seeing your beloved smile. Ease and bliss, well-wishing, and love. Maybe you're both looking each other in the eyes, connecting. You can really feel the scene. Feel it in your body, see it in your mind, hear it. Okay, good. Now we're going to go to another beloved. Now, so think of your beloved person. To reflect on you fills me with delight. You fill me with delight. When you're seeing your beloved person, you're looking each other in the eye. There's bliss, happiness, well-wishing, ease. A desire for them to be well and for this good state to continue. To reflect on you fills me with delight. And there's connection. We're looking at each other. Good. And now the next is, we're going to look at two neutral parties. So just pick one to begin with. So you know the mailman, the teller, the person you see jogging in the neighborhood. So think of this person. And smile broadly. To reflect on you fills me with delight, fills me with joy. They're both looking at each other and smiling broadly. Their sincere well-wishing and ease and delight. You feel it in the body. You see it in the scene. Okay, good. Now we're going to go to another neutral party. Just pick someone you've maybe seen around. You're going to pick a lady that I see walking the dog in my neighborhood. So just smile, see this sweet person. You make eye contact. And there's this quality of love, this quality of life seeing life. To just reflect on you fills me with joy. And now, we're going to move on to an enemy. So someone you have a difficult relationship with. And now think of your enemy. Smile broadly, and you see them smiling sweetly. The kind smile. You look each other in the eyes, and there's this quality of love, well-being, well-wishing. Just to reflect on you fills me with joy, with delight. And we're not taking joy in any kind of negative interaction we had with them. We're not trying to deny any pain that we have with our enemy. But what we're doing is we're tuning into this quality of unconditional just life. They are life itself, just like us. Good. And now we're going to do a geographic version of Mudita. First, we're going to start with ourselves. In this version, we're really focusing on this quality of boundlessness, openness. So there's this huge space and we're filling it with joy. Okay, so now, this is a phrase we're going to use. May I have joy in the cause of joy. May I have joy in the cause of joy. You really wish that to yourself. And now may all beings in this room have joy in the cause of joy. And now may all beings in this building have joy in the cause of joy. And now may all beings in this city have joy in the cause of joy. And now may all beings in this state or province have joy in the cause of joy. And we feel the boundlessness growing at each step. And now, may all beings in this country have joy and the cause of joy. And now, may all beings in this continent have joy and the cause of joy. Now, may all beings in the whole world have joy and the cause of joy. So really kind of having this tremendous boundless quality to this joy. Like boundless awareness has no borders, infinitely large. And then that infinite space is filled up with joy and delight, well-wishing, love, kindness. Okay, good. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go through the paramitas or the paramis. And we're just going to take one or two or three and do this practice. And this is just another way you can do the practice. And also, as long as you're focusing on developing joy, you're doing the practice right. So please take full free license to modify. Okay, good. We're going to start with metta. So loving kindness. So think of someone who you think embodies loving kindness, generosity, goodness. And then again, metta is the 9th parami. So bring that person to mind. And now we're going to develop joy at their good quality. Like, oh, to reflect on your metta, to reflect on your loving kindness, fills me with joy. May this good quality be sustained and grow in you. Reflecting on how you benefit and how those in your proximity benefit from this good quality fills me with joy. And then we're going to do the same one again. To reflect on your loving kindness fills me with joy. I know how much you benefit. That fills me with joy. You're smiling, you're looking your admired person in the face, in the eyes, they're looking back at you, and there's joy and bliss. And now, go to the next person. So think of another mentor, and we're going to work on the same parami. Or, a mentor or someone you look up to, and reflect on their good qualities. To reflect on you fills me with joy. Brings great happiness. This quality of loving kindness in you. I know that you benefit. It fills me with joy. Maybe you're making eye contact, you're smiling, you're seeing this sweet being smiling. Good. Now, let's go on to generosity. So we'll just contemplate generosity. So to reflect on you, and reflect on your good qualities of generosity fills me with joy. I know that that quality of generosity brings you happiness, brings happiness to those in your proximity. That fills me with joy. now we can just do the same one again. So we're using the same person whom we admire. So to reflect on your generosity fills me with joy. Okay, good. Start wrapping up the meditation, but before we do, like, just relax the body just a bit, relax the mind, and look at the quality of the mind itself. Is there any openness, ease, joy, receptivity, open, boundless awareness, the natural state? Okay, good. So may this practice work through us in such a way that others benefit as well. Okay, how did that go for people? Good to see you, Philippe. Yeah, how did that go for people? How are y'all doing?
Well, for me, I came late, and I'm sorry. And it was exactly what I needed. I just came back from the park and socializing, and so it felt good to sit down and to do a little metta.
Good.
Just right.
Super.
Thank you. Thanks.
Sure. Good to have you, Philippe.
Good to see you, brother.
Any other reports or questions? Why don't I go ahead and launch into homework, and then maybe in the interim there will be a question that comes up. So try to do 45 minutes of mudita every day. Or no, I'm sorry, this course is 30 minutes. 30 minutes, that's your goal. Also, if you want to keep up the see, hear, feel practice, that could be good, but it's up to you. Do 6 acts of generosity a day and see if you can mix that with mudita. So this quality of like really getting blissed out on the other person and how wonderful they are when you do the act of generosity. And then just do an additional 6 micro hits of mudita during the day. So if you just see, I don't know, a squirrel, it's like, oh, you just fill me with joy. And then wish that they also experience joy. This is, in my opinion, mudita is one of the very most healing practices. And then I'll make one more comment. Let me open the web link here. I am doing a 1-day meditation retreat on mudita. All we're going to be doing is this all day. And trust me, if you do this for a full day, you will be like walking 2 feet off the floor, seriously. Now the website doesn't have anything on it. All it has is a sign up form. So if you want to be included on the mailing list, just fill in the sign up form, and I'll fill in the details once I hopefully by tomorrow. So anyway, okay, that is it. And yeah, that's for Saturday. Any questions coming up?
So Cedric,
Yeah,
just to let you know that I think that the mudita meditation is even more powerful than the metta.
I think so too.
For me, I really felt joy that I didn't really feel, for example, in metta, like happiness.
Yeah.
It was more, palpable.
Yeah.
The joy thing. One question, I don't know if this is more like a linguistic barrier.
Okay.
But could you explain the difference between happiness, like when we wish people to be happy in the metta, and then when we feel joy? I don't know. I don't know if I know the difference.
Sure. Okay, wait 1 second. Let me look this up. 1 second. Let's see here. Well, so okay, so in Portuguese, happiness is like more like alegria, right? But then let's see, joy. It's kind of more like bliss. Wait 1 second. Bliss. Like ecstasy. Ecstasy. Like that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Joyera, maybe. I don't know. Then let's see here. Another one is delight. Delight. Momentinho. Delite. Delight.
Delete.
Deleite. Isso.
Yeah.
Delícia. So that's okay. So that's what it would be in Portuguese. So it's like more exuberant. Like happiness is like kind of calmer, and I also think of it as like more generic. Whereas this is a more of like a really intense special version. But then the way we use it is we really use it when we see something good in another person, or we see something good in ourselves. Like if you know someone is healing from a sickness, you have method. You have mudita. Oh, that's so good. Oh, so good. Or if you see their like virtue, like you know this person is really generous and kind, like, oh, wonderful, wonderful. Oh, that fills me with joy just to think of it. So it's like that.
Yeah, that's good. It's even interesting because, for example, today I was doing meta, and then I was doing meta for example, for those people that are sick
Yeah.
because of COVID, and then it's hard to feel bliss about this, but
Yeah.
but then you could feel happiness
Yeah.
if you felt happiness, like unconditional happiness, that
Yeah.
even if you're sick, you can be happy.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
being joyful is harder in this
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah. Yeah. And then also a quick note, next week I'm going to be covering compassion. And compassion is really kind of tricky, but compassion is actually also a form of happiness because it is love. And it is what love does when it sees the suffering in others and you want it to end for them. But it is not suffering itself. It is the right attitude to have towards suffering. And then well, I'll get more into it next week, but I'll make sure that lands well and that you get it. Okay. A great report, a great question. Any other questions before we end? Okay. Let's assume not. All right. Hey, thank you all. It's a pleasure.